Hi, everybody. My name's Eric Johnson. I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight. I am the creator of Teamzy, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you guys through training on relationship marketing, which is the lead generation philosophy and system that Teamzy is built upon. Then I'm going to take you into Teamzy. We're going to show you how easy it is to set up. We're going to go through how to do a power hour super effectively and efficiently, and I'll show you how to follow up like a pro. And then I'll do that as fast as I can, and I'll talk fast, and I'll cover a ton, so get your notebooks out. Then we'll do Q&A, and you guys can ask me anything. I'll stay on as long as you need me to answer questions. Okay, and we're going to record the whole thing, so you'll have the recording too for your team or for anyone who jumps in late. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between Teamzy and a keynote presentation, and then occasionally I'll jump out to mute all because someone will jump in and the dog will bark or whatever. Sometimes the dog barking will be mine, and I apologize in advance for that. Okay. All right. So also, if you guys are muted, but if you feel the need to jump in and like you're passionately bursting with the spirit to talk to me about something, go ahead and do that. That's totally fine too. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. Okay. Are you guys seeing my screen now? Okay. So since you're all muted, I will need you guys to wave or do this every once in a while if I ask you a question, just so I know we're on the same page. Okay. Let me just have the chat open too to make sure. Okay, this is good. Everybody's just having fun. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and start, and we'll talk about relationship marketing. So relationship marketing, what we're going to talk about, guys, is not just fun ideas, but actual systems that have been tried and proven in the real world to work, to be super effective and actually fun to do. And that's what Teamzy is based upon. Okay, just a little bit about myself. I am a Beachbody coach just like you guys. Okay, but before I was a coach for the past 15 years, well, I was a coach in a different industry. I've been coaching and consulting in the real estate business for the last 15 years, helping people build a business, salespeople build an amazing business in real estate. And I became a Beachbody coach through my own physical transformation story. I was really unhealthy, and I lost almost 70 pounds and just really changed my life through the Beachbody process, like a lot of you guys have or are in the process of doing. And it inspired me to want to help others. So I immediately started looking for, well, where are the tools that coaches use? Like, there must be something out there that makes this easy, like any other sales-based business. Where are the tools? And there's this form you can download from the Coach Online Office, or this coach over here has a tracker. And it was, I don't know about you guys, but as a new coach, I felt like it was just a little bit overwhelming. Trying to figure out what to do, how to do the list. And I had an advantage because I had been coaching real estate professionals. I understood what I needed to do was I needed to get all of my contacts and all my lists organized. I needed a plan. I needed to set a minimum daily standard of how many people I was going to connect with each day, and I had to have a system to do it. And I had built those systems in real estate, but there wasn't anything for coaches. So that's how Teamzy was born. I want you guys to know, from a compliance standpoint, you need to know this before we get too deep into this. I'm a Beachbody coach, but I don't receive any money from Teamzy. That's how we stay compliant. So I don't want you guys to worry about that. We've been through all of the hoops with them. And we've managed to stay compliant with all of Beachbody's policies. All right, let's keep going. So what is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. A system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. This is what we're doing, right? We're trying to create interest. We're trying to get people to inquire into what we're doing so that they can join us. Here's an important mindset shift I want you guys to have right at the very beginning, which is this. You are in the lead generation business. This is actually your business, okay? You guys are in the lead generation business. You're not in the business of marketing health supplements and home fitness programs. You're not in the business, whatever you thought it was. Lead generation is what we do. And if you work on your Beachbody business for an entire day and you don't do any lead generation activity, you didn't actually work on your business. You were just busy. Okay, so that's the first mindset shift we need to have. Now, relationship marketing is a system we follow. I don't know if anybody's ever worked in a fast food restaurant But when I was 14 years old, I got a job at Burger King, and they put me in front of these videos called Burger King University. They had a system. They had a system for everything. In fact, they had these little footprints painted on the floor where they wanted me to stand. It was awesome. I couldn't screw it up as a 14-year-old. So yeah, 14-year-olds at Burger King seems young. I'm an older guy, okay? So they've changed the laws a little bit. Okay, so this system allows us to serve and bring value first. Allows us to serve and bring value first. When we invest systematically in relationships, people are more likely to want to do business with us and to recommend our business to others. Okay, so these are some key points to what we're going to do. We're going to invest systematically in relationships. We're able to create predictable and reliable results to our business or for our business. So what I'm telling you guys is that we can actually tell you, if you do this, you will generate this. We don't know exactly where it works, but we know that it's predictable. Those of you guys who are using it already know that when you put in your income goal, it will tell you what to do to hit it. And we always know what to do next because it's a system. How many people would love to know what to do next? Okay. So here's an important principle. Hold on a second, guys. We're going to go in real quick and do a quick mute all action. Hold on, I lost control of my... There we go. Okay. All right. We've got 120 people on this call. It's awesome. No wonder I have to keep muting people. You guys are the bomb. Okay, let's jump back into this. Important principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Okay, so guys, this is what it's all about. As a business, we deepen relationships, we develop relationships, and we do it right. Everything else follows. Our team grows, our sales grow, it's consistent, it's predictable. Here's what we want to do. We want to turn relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. We want to turn relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. So basically, as I start to show you guys Teamzy, you picture this cycle. You meet somebody. Even if you just say met them on Instagram, you barely know them. You've put them through this system. Over time, that relationship's going to get deeper. You're going to deepen it systematically over time to the point where the goal is to make them an advocate. An advocate is somebody who goes out and finds more business or more customers or more coaches for your business, okay? Here's an important principle, guys, that you need to get down. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. But trust is what makes the work fun because you don't have to convince them, right? You get right to helping somebody. Even if they only trust you a tiny bit, you can get right to helping them, which is awesome. Trust also removes all the ickiness from the sales process, that whole icky salesperson feeling. If you have a little bit of trust, you don't ever have to deal with that. And of course, you get to go for yes. I'm sure a ton of you guys have read this book, right? The Eric Ward GoPro book. And you know about going for no's, the whole concept of just like connecting with people, inviting people, taking rejection in stride and keep going. But I'll be honest with you, guys, seriously. If you told me to go out and get 50 no's for our next coaching call or whatever, I wouldn't do it. I would hide under my desk. Seriously, I'd be in the fetal position hiding. I'm too much of a wimp. I don't like to be rejected like that. I really don't. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of you guys who don't like to be rejected like that. In fact, that's probably what gets in the way of so many people being successful. But here's what I'll tell you. If you can systematically create trust, even just a shred of it, then you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes all the time. Okay, so how do you build trust? How do you actually do it? There's 4 essential ingredients to build trust. Okay, 4 essential ingredients to build trust. Integrity, character, competence, and consistency. Integrity, character, competence, and consistency. I'll go through each one of these. And this is bothering me so much because I really want integrity to start with a C, because wouldn't it be cool if I could say the 4 C's for building trust, but I haven't figured it out. All right. So let's talk about integrity. Are you who you say you are? This is an important thing to ask yourself periodically, right? Does your life match what you're teaching? I tell you what, guys, being a coach is the best thing ever that you could do for your own health, because you've got a responsibility to lead the way, right? So you need to walk your talk. You need to Be who you say you are. So the first step to building trust is actually walking your talk, living a life of integrity. Now, as I go through these 4 things, guys, I want you to really, really get this down deep. These are not adjectives to describe you. These are things you do. These are action verbs. Integrity is something you show. Okay, it's not something you are. 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable, right? So you need to show people that you care, and you need to show them that you're normal like them, that you're not perfect just like them, right? There's only one perfect person, and it's not you or I. Okay, so character is when you demonstrate how much you care. Notice again, it's an action. It's you demonstrating how much you care. Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do. You're good at what you do. That's your competence. You're a business person, okay? So if you were looking to do, let's say, communicate anything via email or social media posts or anything like that, every time you communicate, you need to be communicating your character and your competence. It needs to show both of these things. By the way, though, you need to demonstrate character 3 times as often as competence. So if you're thinking about business posts, for example, 3 times more on the character end than the competence end. Okay, so here's an important principle, and many of you have probably heard this before. But when somebody's doing business with you, they only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Okay, and that's the order. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? You notice that these 3 line right up to that, okay? But just remember that. They don't care about the rest of the stuff. This is what matters to people. And if you can demonstrate these things to people through your communication and through the 4th thing I'm going to talk to you about in a second, consistency, then you'll start to build trust. And when you start to build trust is when the business is going to boom. The 4th one is consistency. Consistency ties it all together. You can't have 3 ingredients and not have the 4th one. It's like if you were making a chocolate cake and you changed 2 of the ingredients, suddenly you'd have broccoli quiche, right? It's not the same. The ingredients aren't what it is. It's the whole recipe. You got to be consistent. Okay, so let's talk about this, guys. Here's your important principle. Make sure you write this down. It's huge. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. I want to share this with you for a second. Awesome book, Influence. If you guys have ever seen this book by Dr. Cialdini, okay, I put the title up there. I'd make the title flash for you. How cool is that? Awesome book. Put this on your personal development list. Psychology of Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, Influence. What this book talks about are the 6 laws of social influence, right? And one of the most important motivators for people is the desire to be consistent. So I'll repeat that again. One of the most important motivators for people is the desire to be consistent. Just a quick side note, as coaches, this is why people fail. How frustrating is it when people fail, right? When we take them on and put them in a challenge group and try to help them and they fail. They fail because their desire to be consistent with their friends and family who have bad habits, with the habits they've already created before they try to get into the group and use our programs. Their desire to be consistent with that is stronger than their desire to change. It's so huge. But at the same time, people succeed when we give them a new community to be consistent with that's healthier. When we give them a new set of habits to be consistent with that can help them change their life. So success and failure have to do with consistency, how we model it and how we help somebody else create it. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about your consistency. Are you consistent? Are you a product of the product, right? There's a reason why Teamzy asks you every day to check the box. Did you do your workout? Did you drink your shake? Did you do your PD today? Okay. Are you doing all of that? Now, my guess is with a team like this, I mean, first of all, I have to give a shout out to Team Courage. I promise I do that. Shout out to Team Courage. But you guys, I mean, there was 30 people on the call before it started. That's unheard of. I do team calls all the time. Nobody's ever on time. You guys are awesome. So I know you're doing this. I know that you guys are putting your hands up saying, yeah, I'm doing my workout, or I'm drinking my shake, I'm doing all this, okay? Which is awesome. That's step 1. Struggling but moving forward, not perfect but determined, right? But let me ask you this question. Are you as consistent in your relationships? Are you consistent in your relationships? And I don't just mean your spouse and your kids. I mean everybody you know, everybody that's on your list. Are you as consistent with them? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as you are about doing all the other fun Beachbody stuff? Most of us would say no to this, and this is why you're here. This is why the turnout for this call is great. This is why you guys are interested in what I have to say, right? Here's an important principle. People won't believe you until they see you. What does that mean? You know when you say, I'll believe it when I see it? That's what it means. When you can post the perfect idyllic life, I'm the life of a coach, this is what I do, oh, come along with me, I'm going to take great care of you, I'm going to mentor you in this business, I am going to show you the ropes, together we're going to go far, right? It sounds so great. They don't believe you until they see you. If you're not in touch with them, why are they going to believe you're going to be, something's going to be different, right? They need to trust that you are going to be as consistent in investing in that relationship now as you are in the future, okay? So guys, you need to know that relationship building is a contact sport. It's a contact, you've heard sales is a contact sport. I switched it because relationship building and sales are the same thing. Contact sport, what the heck does that mean? It means that you have to be in contact. You actually have to be in contact with somebody if you want a relationship with them. Okay, that's what that means. You have to do that. Now, but how do you do it? How do you stay in contact with everybody when you only have this much time in the day, right? Some of you guys, a lot of you guys have full-time jobs, your moms, whatever. You don't have that much time. I'll show you how you get around the time thing in a minute. But here's your important principle, okay, guys? And this is the central principle to the whole system. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships, okay? So let me just give you an example of this. How many of you guys have received a beautiful card from somebody that has a thoughtfully handwritten note inside that you've saved? Everybody, right? Some of you guys have a whole shoebox of them under the bed. Why did you save that card? Why didn't you save the little cartoon dog that's really cute that said happy birthday, the postcard that came from the dentist? No offense if there's any dentists on the call. We love you guys. Why is the one card worth more? It's worth more because somebody invested their time. It means it represents the most valuable thing someone has to give you, their time. They took the time to write you a note and it means something. It's valuable. That deepens your relationship. You saved the card. It's like that no matter how much time, even just a little bit of time, even just getting a text message from somebody or a Facebook message means something. It deepens a relationship. Okay. So this is what you need, guys. You need a system. You need a system to help you stay in contact with all your relationships. Imagine that. Actually know when to contact them, know what to say to them, and make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks, right? Sounds great, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm excited about it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do real quick, now that I've given you guys some basics. Now, just so you know I kind of went through a bunch of stuff there and gave you a lot of principles. I could do an hour training on every one of those slides, but I wanted to give you the basic intro. So now what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into Teamzy, okay? So now you guys are looking at my Teamzy dashboard. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through quickly how easy this is to set up and then show you how to do a power hour of this. For those of you guys who are not already using Teamzy, and I know some of you are using Teamzy, you should go get a free trial. You can get a 30-day free trial at teamzy.com. 30-day free trial at teamzy.com. You don't need to do a credit card number or anything like that. You just get in there and use it, okay? So make sure you guys sign up for a free trial. Now, when you come to your free trial, it's going to start you in this thing called the Setup Wizard. I'm going to launch it here so you can see what it looks like. This thing is coach-proof. Honestly, like I can do this, you can do this. Okay, I'm not a techie person at all. It's going to take you through and it's going to set up 3 things. Set your income goal, okay, and then Teamzy will tell you what you need to do every day to achieve it. We're going to create a powerful why so that we'll always be connected to why we're doing this so that we won't quit, right? Quitting is so much more likely than succeeding if you don't have a powerful why. And then we're going to import all our contacts into Teamzy and rank them so Teamzy can tell us who to contact and how often, okay? There's little videos on each page to help you. Okay, step 1, set an income goal. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you guys, everyone on this call, I'm going to ask you guys to create a big goal. Make sure that you set a goal that is at least 6 figures. Some of you guys think I'm a total nut for saying that, but just do it. Just do it, because I believe you'll be able to handle the amount of activity Teamzy asks you to do in order to get there. And I'm going to show you how to do it really efficiently. So you can see I set my number for 150,000. This is the income level I want to be at 12 months from now after working at Teamzy, consistently. Okay, that's what that number means. Okay. So it says 6 figures, let's do this. We've crunched the numbers. To accomplish this, you'd have to complete a total of 4,348 connects. Oh, it sounds like kind of like a lot, doesn't it? Next page is going to break it down for me. It's going to break it down into bite-sized chunks, because if you have to eat an elephant, guys, how do you do it? You do it one bite at a time, right? We're not actually eating elephants. Don't get upset. We love animals here. Okay. So now what it's doing is it's giving me a recipe. It's recommending that I connect with, out of that 4,348, it's breaking it up between prospects, customers, and coaches. And then it's going to break it down monthly, weekly, and daily. And then the daily number, guys, is something I can handle. It's 9 connects with my prospects, 6 with my current customers, and 4 with coaches in my team, okay? Now, just so you know, you can change these. If you're a brand new coach and you don't have any coaches on your team, then make that a 0 for now. You can come in and change it anytime, okay? So, because otherwise you'll never get 100% if you don't have any coaches to connect with. So you can change these to whatever you want. These are the numbers. This is my mix. 15 connects to prospects, 4 customers, and 1 coach. That's what I do. 3 invites, 3 ads. Okay, you can change all these. Continue. So that's my daily activity. Now the next step is finding my why. Finding my why. This is why you guys are coach. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have read, I thought I had a copy of it right here on my desk. I don't. Have read The Compound Effect. You guys read The Compound Effect? Darren Hardy? Awesome book. If you guys haven't read it, read it. If you've read it, read it again. Because it's like reading every Jim Rohn book and Ziglar book all summed up together with Brian Tracy mixed in. Very organized and easy to read. All right. So one of the things he talks about, I love the whole chapter. He talks about your willpower sucks. You guys remember that one? Your willpower sucks, because nobody actually has willpower. What you have is why power. And if you don't know why, you don't have a deep, meaningful why for why you're a coach, you're going to quit. You're going to quit. Let's face it. It's too easy. It's too hard to persist if you don't know why you're fighting. So this whole process here, it's like a journaling exercise built into the software to help you kind of clarify that thinking. So why'd you become a coach? You know, for me, I wanted to make an extra $500. Why? What did you hope to accomplish with $500? Well, I hoped to save enough money so that we could move into a forever home with my family. Well, why is that important to you? Well, because we had more kids than we thought, and we're all crammed up, and it would just be awesome. What does that mean for you? And then it got into a deeper thing for me, right? So each question made me think deeper. Well, really what I want to do is not have to worry about money. That's really what I want. Well, you know, why is that meaningful? So it takes you through this process until you get to this last box, guys, and you create your why statement, okay? Now, here's a little coaching tip for you. If you're one of those people who is more motivated by the avoidance of pain than by the achievement of goals, you know who you are, then you write what I call the dark why here. Instead of to create a life where I never have to worry about money again, you write, I live in constant fear of being laid off by my boss. Right? Instead of I enjoy quality time with my family, you say, if I quit, I'll never see my kids because I'll be working 24 hours a day at my job. Okay, so you can write your why as positive, or you can write your why as like, what's the consequence of not succeeding? Depending on how you're wired. But it's really important. Once you get this last box filled in, that'll be on your dashboard. Every time you log into Teamzy, you're going to look at that. It's going to motivate you to do your connects today. Okay? Last step here is getting contacts loaded into Teamzy. This is so easy. We've made this super easy. Okay? So if you're using another CRM system of any type, you can get those contacts imported in as a .csv. One of the things that people love about Teamzy is you can get your Facebook list imported into Teamzy, which is, I think it's amazing, because you can actually work your Facebook list in a systemized way instead of just willy-nilly trying to figure out through the feed who you're going to talk to and then going through your messages and trying to remember who you talk to. You guys, you know who you are. That was me until this came out. Okay. And then you'll get your contacts from the Coach Online office, your customers and your Coach Downline reports, and you'll upload those into Teamzy. You'll get them all in there, okay? So all those are uploaded. You can do this whole upload process in like 10 minutes, okay? So just so you know, that's going to be really easy. Okay, now the next thing that you're going to do, once you've got all of your people in there, you're going to drop it onto this team page. The team page is where your entire list lives. Okay, this is your whole list. By the way, here's a little pro tip for you. If you're scrolling this page and your mouse is anywhere on the page, it'll scroll the page. If you want to scroll your list, your mouse has to be on the list. Okay, this is a common question. Why does my list only have 20 people? Because they weren't scrolling on the list. Okay, there's your pro tip. Make sure you're scrolling on the list. All right, so back to this. When you come in here, it's going to look like this. The rank mode right here, rank mode, is going to be toggled. What this is this is so you guys can come down through your list, and I don't care if you have 2,000 people on this list. You can do this quickly. You're going to go through this list, and you're going to give everybody a rating from 1 to 5 stars. Okay? You just click on them. You go down the list. Bam. Whatever you want them to be, you just go down the list, change their ranks. Okay? And you just bang through it. If you don't know who they are, just leave them at 3. Everyone's going to start as a 3. Just leave them at 3 if you don't know who they are. That's kind of like where you don't know. Okay, now let me explain why this is so important, because a lot of coaches skip this, and it's you need to do this if you want Teamzy to work for you. If you do this one time, now you can change ranks as you're going and stuff once, as you're refining things, but if you do this one time, you'll never, guys, listen to me for a second. This is important. You'll never have to plan your power hour ever again. Ever. You do this one time, and Teamzy will always plan your power hour for you. There's no more thinking or planning. You have 15 minutes because you're so busy. You can turn on Teamzy. You can crank out a power hour. Yeah, you can actually crank one out in 15 minutes without planning and get it done and jump back into what you're doing. You can do it on your phone, mobile. You can do it. Don't do it at stoplights. I tried that. It's not good. But you can definitely do it when you're waiting to pick your kids up at school and you're in that ridiculous line of cars. You know what I'm talking about. So you can crank these things out. So you got to do this. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you what the rankings mean. Let me jump back in. So here's what they mean. Now, if you don't remember this, you click on this little question mark right here, then it'll bring it up for you. A 5-star is somebody that is your hottest lead. They're the most likely person to become a customer or coach, right? There's somebody that, or they're an existing customer or coach that's a total rock star. Okay, you're gonna see them on your list to connect with and say hello every single month. A 4-star person, this is somebody that is a really warm lead. You consider it likely that they're going to become a customer or coach with a little nurturing, or they're a consistent customer or coach on your team. You're going to see them every 2 months. You're going to get a message every 2 months to say hi to them, connect with them, to keep that relationship going. A 3-star is kind of everybody that you don't know about. They could go either way. They could be good or not good. Who knows? The relationship's not really there. You're not sure. They're people you're going to connect with every 3 months. Okay, so 4 times a year, you're just going to say hi to these people. And then a 2-star, now you're getting colder, right? 2-star, somebody you're going to connect with every 4 months. Not, they're not somebody you're that excited about, but you want to maybe nurture that relationship over time. And a 1-star is somebody that is on your list, but you're not really looking to market to them right now. They're just on your list. Okay, guys, there's an important principle at work here, okay? And let me share my desktop so I can toggle back and forth between these two things. So here's your important principle. If you do not first prioritize relationships, you will never be able to prioritize your time. If you do not first prioritize your relationships, you'll never be able to prioritize your time. So you go through and prioritize your list. Teamzy will prioritize your actual activities for you. But this is the important principle, guys. You need to be spending the most time. You need to be spending the most time with the people, the best people, right? The same thing goes for your family, right? Your kids, like you need to be giving them the best time too. You need to spend the most time with the best people. Now, if you don't set the priority first, what happens? The turkeys steal your time. Right? Isn't there a saying that says that the squeaky wheel gets the grease? Not in this system. The squeaky wheel does not get the grease. Well, it might get a little bit of grease, but not first. It gets the grease that's left over from the awesome people, okay? No more of the, oh, she's an awesome customer. She'll be cool. I'll take care of her after I take care of this lady. No, it's like, you know what, lady, I'm going to help you, but first I got to take care of my 5-star people. Take care of them first. That's what Beachbody does. How many of you guys are less than 5-star and use the regular coach relations line? Okay, how many of you use the diamond line and don't even want to tell the rest of us it exists because it's a totally different world? Okay, All right, so anyways, I digress. Let me jump back in. So you're gonna do this, guys. We'll jump back in here. Once you get everybody ranked, now you're on your dashboard. Everything's set up. You do that one time, it's set, okay? If you've got 3,000 people, I always say just get a nice glass of wine, put on some soft jazz, crank it out. Now, I know I've been talking a long time, and I'm just kind of excited to talk to you guys. Okay, so let me show you how to do a power hour. So you wake up. I like to do my power hours in the morning. A lot of times I do them like literally at 5 a.m., okay? Which is fine because I use Facebook Messenger primarily, so people get the message whenever they get it. So I'll come in here to Teamzy, and here's my dashboard. So it's going to tell me exactly what I need to do today. You can see that I need to connect with 15 prospects. I've done 4. I've got 11 left. I need to connect with 4 customers. I've done 1. I've got 3 left. And I did a coach reach out. I got 1 invite, 1 add in. So I need to work a little bit on that. So you can see that's what I need to do today. Okay. Also, I need to do my social posts, do my PD, drink my shake, do my workout. So you check those off as you go too and track those. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let me jump into my prospects first. You can see on my who's up next, it tells me who to connect with next. It has my prospects list, my customers, my coaches, and then my follow-ups. I'm going to show you that in a minute. That's kind of the magic. Okay, so the next person on my list is Katie Capistran. Awesome. I use Facebook. You can see I've got Facebook open right here in another window. Facebook is my like 99% of what I do is on Facebook, but I might use, you can use anything, Instagram, text, email, you can call people on the phone. All right, so we're going to look up Katie. Was it with a C? I don't remember. No, there she is. Great. There's Katie. Okay, we're going to send her a message. Okay, so you can see I checked in with her last October. All right, so look, I sent her a simple message. Hi, Katie, it's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Let's stay connected. Just a simple message, want to say hi to her, okay? So what I did was I copied that real fast. Now I'm going to toggle back to Teamzy, okay? And I'm going to log it. Okay, so I'm going to log it right there. I'm going to select my type. That was a Facebook message. And I'm going to click Log Connect. Now check this out. Once I do that, she's gone off my list. Now it's moved up to 5, okay? So the next person I'm going to talk to, I'm actually going to skip Anna. Next person I'm going to talk to is Michelle. So let's look her up. Let's just go fast. I'm going to show you how fast you can do this. Where is she? There she is. Is that her? That is not her. Wait, I must have spelled her name. That's 1L. See, if you guys could talk, you'd probably be yelling at me. It's 1L, Eric. Oops. So you don't even have to be good at typing to do this, guys. There she is. That looks like the Michelle I know. Okay, so check this out. I'm going to use the same message, guys. Change the name. Bam. Same message. Next. You see how fast you can bang through this? Now, what am I doing? What are you doing, Eric? You're just sending messages like, what is the point of this? Guys, the point of this is to create conversations. To create conversations. I do this 15 times a day. You know how many people respond? About 50%. So if I'm creating 7 or 8 new conversations every single day, how many opportunities do I have to find a way to help somebody? It's pretty awesome. So look, now I'm up to 6. Now I'm going to go to the next one. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm not going to do all of them. Don't worry, guys. I just want to show you how efficient this can be. Ah, I can't get to there. I can't get to the message because I have the Zoom thing bouncing over it. There it is. Okay. Oops, can't type. I'm going to change this. Let's stay connected because he and I have stayed connected. This is a cool dude. If anybody's from Atlanta and needs a realtor, Jerry Robinson is a cool dude. He writes an awesome blog called Realty Caffeine, and he rides a Harley, and he's just like the dude. All right, so check this out. You guys see how quick that was? Now, do you think you could do that 10 or 15 times a morning? Now, what's going to happen is these people are going to start responding to me and we're going to have conversations. That's where you form. That's where you catch up on their life. That's where you find out how you can help them. Now, this is the important principle. Remember we talked about we give value first? Some of these people are going to need help with their health. That's awesome. We can directly apply what we're doing to that. Some of these people need help financially. We can give them a business opportunity. You know what though? Sometimes people just need a prayer. Sometimes they need advice. And that's the point. The point of having relationships is that you offer whatever you have. Over time, those relationships deepen. Is it going to grow your business? You bet it will. Okay, so you get your prospects done. Now you're going to do your customers. You toggle to the next list. Cindy's the next customer. I'm going to do the same thing, guys. I'm going to look up Cindy and I'm going to send her a message. This is really important, though. Guys, I want you guys to know this really quick. I don't have a lot of time because I've talked too much to go deep into this today. But I want you to just get this point. You need to be reaching out to your current customers. And I know some of you guys have been coaches a while and you have a massive list of people that you haven't stayed in touch with, right? Because we're so focused on, okay, Success Club, next 3 people, next 4 people I'm going to help this month, right? And all the people that we've helped in the past, some of them are still in the group, some of them are still on Facebook with you, but some of them are kind of get left behind. You got to connect with these people. You're their coach. If you don't connect with them, they will cancel their Shakeology and move on to the next thing, right? You guys have seen it happen. So first and foremost, if you want to continue getting that volume month over month over month, you got to stay in touch with people. You got to check in with them, help them change their flavors, get them re-engaged with a new fitness program, get them in a new group with the one they already bought. People will be excited to hear from you. Just check in with them, okay? It's huge. I know on my team, I always have the #1 volume on the team, and I'm not a super producer. I'd get Success Club every month, but people are like, why is your volume so high? I go, because every time I get Success Club every month and nobody cancels their Shakeology, or very few do, because I'm in touch with them, okay? And it compounds. It's awesome. Okay, so that's one reason. Now here's the most important reason, guys. Make sure you write this point down. The hottest source for a new lead is a current customer. The hottest source for a new lead is a current customer. Now think about this for a second. Your current customers are super excited. They're using Shakeology, they're in your group, they're measuring inches falling off, right? They're walking around the kitchen at work, making their Shakeology. Other people are, killing a box of Krispy Kremes that a vendor brought in. They're drinking Shakeology. They've got these little super annoying little containers, right, that they've brought in. They're pouring out this food, and it looks so amazing, right? No one's even seen sweet potatoes. They're only used to, you know what I mean? They're freaking out. What are you doing? You look amazing. What are you eating? And they're gushing. Oh, I'm doing 21 Day Fix, and I'm drinking Shakeology, and it's so cool, and we have this group, and it's awesome. And they're exciting everybody around them. So here's the question for you. Why are all those people they're talking to not your customers or your coaches yet? Why? Well, it starts with this. If you're not in touch with your customers, there's no way that's going to happen, right? You got to be in touch with your customers. The second thing is you actually have to work to get those people to you. Okay, don't say, oh, well, please tell other people about my business. Don't say, okay, I will. I will. They already are. Okay, you got to ask them, guys. I have a whole training on this. We don't have time to get into it, but you got to ask them to introduce you to the people. Okay? Is there anybody you know who would benefit from being in our next group? Can you think of anybody right now? In the middle of my screen, I'm looking at Melinda. Melinda, can you think of anybody right now that would benefit from our group? If you can, would you do me a favor? Melinda, would you do me a favor? Would you quick introduce them to me via a Facebook group chat or a group text? Just do a quick introduction. I'll take it from there and get them all the information on the next group. Okay, and then can take it or leave it at that point. Here's the thing, guys. If you ask for an introduction, oh my gosh, I said I wasn't going to go into this, and I did. Well, hopefully this will help you guys get those last points in. Get those introductions. Even if nothing happens, you won. Because guess what? You got a new relationship to put in Teamzy. Now you have a way to nurture that relationship. You have a way to take care of it. It's like getting a seedling. You plant it, and you nurture it, and you water it, and you take care of it. Over time, that person could be a superstar coach for all you know. The one that's selling you, I don't think so right now. Okay? Just keep nurturing them. Okay, so anyways. All right, let me get back in here. Sorry, I went off on that for a second. So you go through your prospects, your customers. You got to reach out to your coaches. This is a great chance to celebrate your coaches, right? And to give them some acknowledgement and some praise and some, all the good stuff we're supposed to do. Here's the thing. You're on a call with your coach. You're on a call with your coaches every week. You're in 5 or 6 different Facebook groups. It's like you're all over the place with your coaches, it feels like. None of that substitutes a direct message. Okay? None of that is better than a direct message. People, when they are in a communication vacuum, they start creating dialogue that doesn't exist. Make sure you're reaching out to your coaches. This is called Teamzy because it's about building your team. Okay, so you do your prospects, your customers, coaches. I've got 20 people on my list. If I wasn't talking and just doing it, I would be done in 25 minutes. Okay? So your power hour is almost completely done. But now here's the really cool part, guys. This is the magic. It's the follow-ups tab. The follow-ups tab is the magic. So we've connected with people, we've started conversations. Now what happens in those conversations? This is what you've been preparing for. You've been learning how to form. You've been learning how to invite. So these conversations develop. And now you get to a point where you're going to invite somebody. In fact, look, my friend Jerry is responding to us, but I'm going to use him as my, well, it has been a long time. See, look, he started a conversation with me. How cool is this, right? All right, guys, so I'm going to use him as an example. Let's say Jerry and I talk, have a great conversation, and it turns out that he's ready to get started in my next challenge group. How will I do that? So what I'm going to do, I'll show you how this works. I'm going to look him up first right here. All right, there he is. Okay, so now I've got him right here. This is his record. Now, if I go to activity feed, I can see there's the message I sent him a little while ago. So I'll take that whole conversation from Facebook, I'll click edit, I'll paste it in here. That's the first thing I'll do just to have the record. Okay, so I'll paste it all in there. But now let's say that he and I have decided he wants to join the next challenge group. He's gonna do 22-minute hardcore. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna send him an invite, okay? All right. And I usually do that via email. And then I'm gonna click invite. Okay, see that little box right there? So it's a little different than the other connects because this one's actually an invite. And then I'm gonna select my type, it's challenge group invite. Okay, so I can track all this stuff. Now this is the important piece, guys. If I click log connect, that will disappear. He'll disappear for 3 months. He's a 3. I need to now set a follow-up. Okay, I'm gonna set a follow-up for tomorrow. Okay, so before I log that, I'm gonna stop the share a second to look at you guys. I'm gonna teach you guys now how to do the follow-ups. How am I doing on time? Okay, well, hopefully you guys will bear with me. Looks like a lot of people, most everyone's still here. Okay, guys, this is key. Do you guys know that 80% of all sales are made between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? Have you guys heard that before? Between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Okay, I can only see 25 of you at a time, but how many of you guys actually follow up typically 10 times? Anyone? No way, right? You would feel like a total nag if you followed up 10 times, right? Okay, so I'm gonna teach you really quick how to follow up without being a nag. So I've already showed you how easy it is to set a follow-up in Teamzy. The software makes it easy, but now what do you say? How do you do it? All right, so guys, here's what you do. So I've talked to Jerry, we've had a great conversation. We talked about the challenge group, found out what program is gonna be best for him, and now I'm gonna send him everything. So I have an email. I know a lot of you guys use email. I send an email that has everything. It has the info on the group, when we're gonna start. It has the links to order, and, you know, all that stuff. So I'm gonna email him that invite. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, Jerry, I'll send him a message on, because I've been talking to him on Facebook. I'll send him a Facebook message that says, hey Jerry, I just emailed you everything you need. I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions, right? And he'll say thanks. And so that, guys, that is the point where I've now sent this invite, okay? I set my follow-up for tomorrow and I log the connect. Okay, great. Now he's on my list to follow up tomorrow. So I don't even have to think about it again. I go back to my dashboard. Next morning, I work my prospects. I work my customers. I work my coaches. And when I come to my follow-ups list, he's going to be on my follow-ups list. Now, he doesn't show because I have a bunch of follow-ups to clear, but he's right down there. Okay. So I'm going to come to my follow-ups, and I'm going to connect with them again. Okay. So what am I going to say to Jerry when I connect with him this time? Guys, write this dialogue down. It's so simple. Some of you are going to think that's too simple. It's not going to work. I'm telling you guys right now, we have tested these dialogues for 15 years in real estate, and we've tested them now 5 months in Beachbody coaching. It works like a charm. This is what you're going to say to him. Hey, Jerry, it's Eric. Just checking in like I promised I would. Just checking in like I promised I would. Okay? Just checking in like I promised I would. Do you have any questions for me? That's what I would say on my first follow-up. Now, why is that dialogue so magical? Well, it does a couple of things. One, you did what 99% of people don't do, which is you said you'd follow up and you actually did it, right? So now you've put a deposit in his trust account, but you've also told him it was a promise. He didn't even realize that it was a promise, but when you make a promise, that's like your honor. That's your going back to your integrity, right? So I'm checking in with you like I promised I did. It sets the tone that I'm not checking in with you because I'm a pain in the ass, because I really want the $40 commission that I might get after 12 hours of pursuing you on this challenge pack, right? I'm not following up for those reasons. I'm following up because I made a promise to you as your coach and as your friend. Like, I'm here to help you. We talked, you had goals, I have the program for your goals, and I know that you're likely to flake. Like, this is all kind of unspoken stuff. I know that. I work with people all the time, but don't worry, I care enough about you to follow up, to get you the help that you need. So I'm following up just like I promised I would. So what am I going to do when I send that follow-up, guys? Right? I'm going to go to my team page to work my follow-up since I have too many now to show you. Hey, what happened to my internet connection? Are you guys still there? You guys are still there? Okay, good. Scared me. I lost my my internet connection on Safari, but you guys are still here, which is good. Okay. All right. So you guys can see, okay, you guys can see my screen now. So you can actually see your whole follow-ups list on your team page as well. So you can see if I go a little bit farther down, there's Jerry for tomorrow. I got a lot of follow-ups for tomorrow. So there's Jerry. Okay, so now when I follow up with Jerry again tomorrow, I'm going to put in that message. Hey, Jerry, just following up like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? And I'm going to set the next one. Okay? Every time you follow up, you set the next one. So you're going to follow up. I would do tomorrow, then the next day I do tomorrow, then the next day I do tomorrow. So I always follow up 3 days in a row, boom, 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 boom. A lot of times you don't hear from them right away, right? And then I might back it off to 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, right? And then I might back it off to a week if I don't hear from them. But here's the thing, guys. As long as you set the next follow-up, they'll always be on that follow-ups tab. So you go through your prospects, your customers, your coaches, then you do your follow-ups. You're going to be so freaking organized, honestly. Nobody's going to fall through the cracks ever. If you're out and about and somebody messages you and they want some information on something and you don't have time to message them right now because you're picking up your kids, you pull up Teamzy on your phone, look them up quick, and you set follow-up tomorrow. Boom. Don't think about them again. They're on your follow-up list tomorrow. It's like amazing. Okay. Now, so when you're following up people 10 times, you set the tone with it. It was a promise. So now your follow-ups are always like, hey, it's me checking in. I'm here to help. You told me about your goals. I want to help you achieve them. Holding you accountable to the goals you set. Smiley face, emoticon, right? Use your emoticons in your follow-ups so that people know you're not being an ass, that you just want to care for them, right? So just do that. By the way, it's so funny. I stumbled across this one with somebody a few months ago, and I use it now all the time, like 5th or 6th follow-up with people. I just do nudge, nudge. I write nudge, nudge, wink, wink with an emoticon, wink emoticon. That one works like a charm for some reason. After you followed up a bunch of times, just the nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Like, that's all you need at this point. Just do it. Okay? So, let me just stop talking and let you guys ask me questions. There's like 110 messages on the chat. Hopefully they're all just telling me how much you love this, because if you have questions, you just need to ask me, because I can't skim all those while we're talking. What questions do you guys have? Just ask away. Unmute yourself and ask.
I have a question about setting follow-ups when you're prospecting, basically, when you're doing your connects.
Uh-huh.
So you say the 5 stars automatically, the default follow-up is once a month. Do you recommend sticking with the default follow-up, or like, I don't know, sometimes in my head, like, I think the 3 stars every 3 months or something, you're following up with them. That seems like a long time, but if it's based on a system, so I don't.
No, it's a great question, because I know a lot of people wonder that same thing. Okay, so here's what I will tell you. When you've been using this 3 months, you're going to be like, I just talked to that person. I feel like I just talked to that person. I don't even want to connect to them again. I'm going to demote them to a 2. That's what's going to start happening. You'll
Okay.
be amazed. Now, it's different. If you're talking to somebody and you have a reason to follow up, like there's some interest, then you should set a follow-up and put them on your follow-up list and work them on that list until they convert. But keep in mind that your big list, your main list, you're just connecting with people. You're just trying to see if there's any relational energy there yet, to have a conversation and to check their temperature, see what they're doing. You know what I mean? Someone may be like, oh, well, I'm really into CrossFit and I absolutely freaking love it. It's amazing. And you're like, oh, that's so cool. Let's keep tabs on that. And you guys can share, you build your relationship around things they're doing that are in common. And over time, that relationship may move to be more synergistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay. So, and then kind of on that same note, when messages are coming back into you, so like Jerry that you just sent a message to and he sent you back, when you respond to him, are you going to relog that message and then just let him be a default follow-up? Like, do you see what I'm saying, where you get all these messages coming in and then it's like, do I have to track them too? Or
So what I would do is I would have the whole conversation with Jerry. It may take 2 days to have the whole conversation, okay, before I do anything with Teamzy again.
okay.
And then what I'll do is at that point, the conversation will go to one of 2 places. It'll go to a place where it was just a nice conversation, and I'm going to let him go back into the flow and talk to him again in 3 months. Or it'll go to a place where I want to follow up more with him. Okay, so I will take the whole conversation and I'll paste the whole thing back into the original connect, so it's only counted as one time. I'll only count a second connect. This is just the way I do it. I'll only count a second connect if I'm actually sending him now an invite to something, past our conversation. So the conversation may just be nice conversation, and it's like, boom, I'm going to leave him on the tree to ripen in another 3 months. That was nice. Like we moved the ball forward a little together, and I learned more about him. He learned more about me. Or if it's a follow-up, now I'm going to set a follow-up and get them on my follow-up list. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. That's very helpful.
I love the ceiling in the room you're in. It's so cool. I'm in my shoffice. This is my World Shed quarters. I don't know if you guys know about my shed, but all right. Who else has a question?
Hi. Can you show us how to make groups real quick?
I can. I'm going to show you how to make groups, but I want you guys to know something really exciting. This is going to change in the next week or so, because we've just totally revamped how groups are done. So you're going to see a hybrid system for a couple weeks, and then it's going to go fully to a tagging system. So the tagging system is going to be so easy. You just tag people like you would tag anything, and those tags automatically become groups. So anyone with the tag is in that group. That's going to be so easy. But let me show you how it works right now, because you guys you can still use those groups like crazy right now. All right, let's see here. All right. So when you're on your list, on your team page, right, you see groups. I've got a bunch of groups here. So if you want to create a new group, you click this plus new group button and you create a new group, right? I can't type. Name it whatever you want. Okay. So once you have the group in your list, now if you want to add somebody to the group, like let's say Lindsay, let's just use Lindsay. If I want to add her to that group, on her record, which is right here, I click right here under groups, add to group, and I can just drop her in that group. Now she's in that group. I can add her to, more groups if I want to. She could be in lots of groups. So when you have tags, you can see how every time somebody's in a tag, they'd be in the group. So the groups are really key. If you want to really drill down into, like, let's say here's what I'll tell you guys about the groups, okay, before you go crazy on the groups. First, start killing your power hour, like I showed you. Get consistent reaching out to the lists on your power hour list. Once you've got that down, then you can use the groups to really drill down deep. You can do all kinds of stuff with groups. Like you could have a group of everyone with 21-day fix, and you could start a 21-day fix extreme group, and you could start marketing to all the people who already have 21-day fix, right? Because it gives you a list of people to work with, that kind of stuff. But first, make sure you guys get the fundamental stuff down, which is doing your power, and then you can do all kinds of cool stuff with the groups. Does that help, Karen? Okay. What other questions, guys?
And you can see all your invites too, right?
You can. If you go to, there's an activities report that will actually let you drill down to all your activities, and you can filter it just by invites. I'll show you guys how to do it real quick. Okay, so when you're on your dashboard, the easiest way to get here is to click this. See this little activity history link right here? By the way, while I'm right here, let me show you this. This is where you change your goals if you want to change those numbers that we talked about on your dashboard. Okay. Click activity history. It takes a second to load because there's a ton of data on this page. But once you load it once, it'll be loaded all day long for you. But then this is going to show you, right here is going to be a report of everything you've ever done in Teamzy. And then you can filter it by just invites. If you want to look at just invites, you can do connects, sales, ads, imports, your dailies. You can see, how did I do? Did I do all my shakes? Did I do all that kind of stuff? Okay. You can also export this, by the way, if any of you like to print stuff out, like, I won't judge you for it, though. I don't think you should have to print out anything. You should go paperless. All right, so this is going to take a minute, probably because I also have the slow internet happening right now. There we go. So you can see all the stuff we just did together is here. The connects with Jerry, with Michelle, right? And all the different things that we've been doing earlier, right? Adding people. Good that I did my activities. Okay. You can also get there by clicking on the business page. Takes you to the same place. Does that help?
Also, you have message templates, I think I saw in there, right?
Yes. Yeah. You want me to show everything, don't you? I love it. All right, fine. She's like, there's pages you did not show us yet. On the promote page. So right here, guys, on the promote page. There's some really cool stuff on this page. By the way, this is also under construction. The guys are working on integrating a full email marketing suite in here, so you can do bulk email marketing. It's not there yet, though. But you can send individual emails currently through a Gmail account. But here's the templates. Check this out. So here's all your templates. You've got templates from Teamzy, like just to catch up. Found myself thinking of you today, so I thought I'd write you a note. So there's some basic templates there, and different connects that you can do, checking in on a prospect, right? Okay, and then there's my templates. These are the ones you personally create and save, right? So you can have emails, messages that you like to use, that you use all the time, right? And then there's community ones. This is kind of cool. So community ones are ones that other coaches have uploaded to share with the whole community. So if you have like a great email or a great template that you use, you can share it with the whole community, everybody using Teamzy. And after more and more coaches use this, you'll be able to come in here and search. I need a 21-day fix template, and then it'll bring up all the ones that are shared by people. You can pick one and just use it. So let's say I want to use Caroline R's 21-day fix cheat sheet, right? When I click prepare to send, it now loads it down here in an email. How cool is this? I don't even know this person. So this is an email that I could use, right? And now if I wanted to send it to somebody, I look up, let's say I use my wife always as my guinea pig. I look up my wife, it's going to put her email address in there, and I can send it. Okay? And then that's going to log right in her record, which is pretty cool. So you go ahead and share. You guys have awesome templates. Go ahead and share them in there. I'll use them.
I have a question. So what if, God forbid, you miss a day? Does that keep it added on to the next day?
No, it's just your list just stays where it was.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it did that, you'd be so overwhelmed if you came back.
Right.
Now, what will happen is if you miss a month, all your 5s will suddenly be there again. Right? This keeps people keep coming back. But the thing is that you can, it just depends. One thing I do recommend you guys do, though, by the way, this is such a helpful thing. If you don't already have a success partner, first of all, you all need to get a success partner, right? So put that on your list if you don't have that yet. And then when you have a success partner, when you finish your Teamzy and your dashboard, it says you crushed it. That's what it says when you get 100%. It says you crushed it. You take a screen grab of that and you message that to your success partner. It's so motivating. I know my success partner's name is Sue McDonald. She sends me that thing at like 10 o'clock at night and it pisses me off because I have to like roll over and pick up my phone and finish mine so I can send it back to her. So do that. Try it. Seriously, you guys should do it right now. There's so many people on this call right now that are probably getting free trials today. You guys should team up right now for the 30-day free trial, hold each other accountable, and see how many activities you can do, because it'll be amazing the results you generate.
I have another question. Is there a way to add your phone contacts into Teamzy? Is there a video about that already?
There's not a video, but what kind of phone do you have?
iPhone.
Okay. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to Google how to export your iPhone contacts. Okay. And then it's like a 2-step process for you. I have an iPhone too. So you'll export them, and it exports it to like a V card, and then you'll have to convert that to a .csv file. So then once you get that V card file on your computer, now you'll Google how to convert my V card to a .csv file, and there's, I think it's the University of Colorado. There's a university somewhere right in the middle of the country that has a converter that's free on their .edu website, and you literally just go to that website, upload, and save, and it spits it out in the right format. Because, Apple doesn't play with other systems. Everything's in their own special thing. And I love Apple, don't get me wrong, but they don't play well with other systems. So you have to do that. Now, if you guys have Google, an Android phone, it's super easy because you can export that right away to a CSV file, and then that'll import right in. Cool?
Eric, I have a question.
Absolutely.
So I am all about seeing that you crushed it, but I wish they could have the follow-ups there, because it will say you crushed it before you do your follow-ups. And I have forgotten a few days because woohoo, I'm done, but I'm not done. Can they find a way to add that?
Yes.
Yes. Yay.
Is that good? Yes.
Yes.
That's coming. So so those of you guys who, I don't know if there's anybody that's been using Teams the whole 4 months it's been alive, but it's more than half of what's there now wasn't when it started. And that was on purpose because we knew that we needed the coach community to really engage on what was important. But at the same time, we wanted to keep it super simple. So the follow-ups and the follow-ups were added on later. The invites and the ads were added on later. All of those, though, are getting tied into the calculus. So the way it'll work is it's going to be a lot harder to get 100%. That's the problem. But it's good, right? So any follow-ups that you have that are due today, like if they're due today, they're going to count towards your 100%. But your follow-ups that are due tomorrow or the next day won't count. So that's how it's going to work. Does that
Awesome.
work?
I bought my 1 year today, and I was like, that's the one thing where I was on the fence. Like, man, I really need that, but I went for it. So now I'm extra happy that I bought it.
Oh, wait, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that you paid for it, because before we lose many more people, we've already lost like 20 people. Let me share with you guys. We got a special deal for your team. Cool. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so Teamzy is typically $29.99 a month, okay, which is less than the commission on one Shakeology order. So if you get one sale from working Teamzy, you've got it paid for. But we're going to give your team a special rate of $24.99. Okay, that's your ongoing rate. If you're already a subscriber, you're already paying $29.99. Just send a help desk ticket to the help desk and say, hey, our team is on the preferred team rate. Here is my promo code. And this is your promo code, thefitsquadhq@gmail.com. That's Kristen's email address. She's a star of your team. thefitsquadhq@gmail.com. Write that down, thefitsquadhq. It's funny because sometimes I read it the Fit Squad and sometimes I read it the Fits Quad. But either way, it'll work. So, okay, so here's how you do that. When you get to your subscription page, you're going to see two boxes, one for the monthly, one for the yearly, and scroll underneath them, and that's where you put the email in, and it'll change the pricing if you have not already subscribed. Okay, if you guys are already subscribers, say, hey, I want you to hook me up with the better rate. Okay, so Sherry, you just made $50. High five me. Okay. Who else has a question?
Can you talk about the mobile app?
Yes. So there's it's not a mobile app, it's a mobile web page. By the way, those of you guys who like to use your computer and you like to have lots of windows open and you keep shrinking your window, if you shrink, this happened today, that's why I'm going to mention it. If you shrink your window small enough, the website's going to think you're on mobile, and it's going to flip your website over to the mobile web pages. So all of a sudden you're going to go, oh my gosh, it looks totally different. So keep your web page just big enough that it stays your web page. But basically what you're going to do is once you go into your phone browser and you go to this website, app.teamzy.com. app.teamzy.com. Okay, and then once there, save it to your home screen. So you have a little icon, just like an app. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's my little Teamzy icon right there. Now check this out, boom, so cool. All right, so that takes me right to my mobile page. I've got it saved so that I'm there. I can see my circles, right? It's slightly different because it has to fit my screen, but you can do everything here. In fact, I find I'm much faster on my mobile because the copying and pasting is so much easier because you just, it's like thumb. So, and so I'm an iPhone, so it's like a double tap to toggle back and forth between Messenger and Teamzy. It's pretty easy. Okay. There's a few things you can't do on the mobile. However, they did just recently really improve it so that now you have the full left nav when you toggle down. And on the team page now, you can actually go through all your groups, which you couldn't do until recently. So on the team page, you can see all of your groups, which is cool. So you can work your groups from your phone. I think that probably, I don't have a date on having a fully native mobile app for those of you nerds like me that understand what that means. But I have a feeling it'll probably be, I don't know, maybe a Christmas present for us. We'll see. What other questions, guys? I know it's late for some of you, and I have to run in a minute too, but I promised you I would do a few.
So that was.
I have a really quick question. If you put in for your initial how much you want to make, but you only want to work, like I have a full-time job, so I don't necessarily want to work the weekends. Is there a way that you can calculate it for 5 days rather than 7?
It's set up for 5 days already.
Oh, it is. My husband's going to like that.
I'm all about balance, life balance. It's set up for 5 days. Okay. So if you do extra work on the weekends, it's gravy.
Perfect.
I missed that. I'm sorry. You said it was app.teamzy.com. I'm on Android, so.
Yep, app.teamzy.com. app.teamzy.com. I mean, if you go to teamzy.com, what'll happen is you'll have to click the login. It'll take you to a full web page that has to load. Then you have to click the login. So app.teamzy.com takes you right to your dashboard.
Thank you.
It saves you a couple of pages. Sure thing.
I had one quick question. I know that when you add people in your Facebook as friends, then you have to manually put them in. How do you do that into Teamzy?
Sure thing. It's super easy to add people. Okay, let me share my screen. It's also, just so you know, also you can do this on mobile really fast. So on every page at the top, it has this add contact. Okay, so let me go to my dashboard so you have an idea what it looks like there. So if I'm going to add somebody to this, right, he's a prospect, just type in their name, boom, add them, and they're added. It's that easy. And same thing on mobile, okay? Now what's cool about this is it only takes a second, and you don't have to navigate anywhere to add another one, okay? You can just keep adding them. However, the reason why I like to add them individually once I've got my list in is because usually when you add a new person to your list, you want to follow up with them right away, right? You don't want to just let them drop. Like I'm not going to add somebody into my list and then call them in 3 months, right? I'm going to add somebody to my list. I'm going to follow up with them. And then after I figured out whether it's a now or later situation, I'll let them drop into my list. Does that make sense? Right? So, yeah. Okay, well, you guys, this was an awesome call. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I hope it was really helpful to you. I know some of you were probably wondering when I was training about the first stuff, like, when is he going to show me the dang website? But we wanted to bring some value to you guys and really share some of the insights that we found over the years working in both industries. Get in there, get your free trial, use it and abuse it, Really get it going. Use it this month. This is the perfect time. Everybody right now is thinking about summer and wanting to get fit. Like, get in there and connect as many people as you can, okay? And make sure that you write down that code so that you can get a better price if you decide to keep going with it. Hopefully I'll see a bunch of you guys at Summit. Come find me. I'll probably be walking around and you'll probably be like, why does that guy look so familiar? That's right, he did a team call with us. So have an awesome night, you guys. I recorded this video. I am going to get that recording set up, and then I'll send it to Kristen, who will distribute it to the team, post it on the team page, wherever you guys do it. Again, it was my pleasure. Thank you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.